Hello and welcome. Over the next 2 weeks here on the Rally Review Show in association with Buy and Sell, we bring you action from this year's Donegal International event. For this first week, we're going to concentrate on the World Rally cars, and with the return of Andrew Nesbitt to the scene, well, some sensational rallying was guaranteed. However, we could not have envisaged just how sensational that was going to be.
We're coming to the midpoint of the Pirelli Championship and the points are being counted. But the ever-popular Donny O'Sullivan is still counting the cost of his Killarney crash and doesn't turn up in Donegal, leaving the top 6 looking like this.
Tells me about our swim. He can get any of that. I think of you, your picture on the wall. I would raise my drink to you, but I stay sober just for you, just for you.
Derek's Subaru is 8 points ahead of Austin McHale's Ford as we come to round 4, which is based on the massively expanding northwestern town of Letterkenny and uses the spectacular surroundings of the Donegal Hills during the 3-day event. Last year's Donegal winner Andrew Nesbitt is back to take on the defending tarmac champion Derek McGarity, and the excitement is tangible. Derek's familiar S9 Impreza now has a ProDrive twin, as Kenny McKinstry has bought one of the latest machines for Andrew to exercise.
It's the showdown the Irish Tarmac Rally Championship has been waiting for. Nesbitt head-to-head with McGarity in S9 Subarus. It's the Shell Donegal International Rally. Bring it on.
For me, I wasn't planning to do the championship, but we're back in Donegal and all these new cars around. It's going to be a very fast rally.
It's another rally for me. It's fantastic to have Andrew here. And as we all know, he'll fly here, so we'll do our best.
Hoping to fly past the Subarus will be the radical Sanyo 2003 Focus of Austin McHale, the Kingspan Toyota Corolla of Eugene Donnelly, and the NVD Mitsubishi of Eamon Boland. Local honour has been upheld by Paul Harris, who is returning in a new car after his huge crash last year.
It's a nice car. We hired it from Kenny McKinstry for the weekend. It's a 99 WRC, and we've done a couple of miles in it yesterday, and it feels nice, so we're looking forward to it.
Daniel Doherty's Impreza and Brendan Kelly and Davy Greer's Toyota are other local favourites. It's been 20 years since M. Wilson slid off the start ramp in an Audi Quattro. Now Malcolm's here to see his 17-year-old son Matthew taste tarmac for the first time. Ford's World Rally Team manager's presence endorses the regard he has for the sport in this country.
This was really a fantastic opportunity to come to Donegal. It's all part of the learning. And I really just want him to try and to get to the end of the rally. But as you can imagine, trying to tell a 17-year-old to try and just finish is not the easiest thing.
Nervous at the moment?
Yeah, very.
Also giving us that World Rally feeling is ITV's John Desborough.
We were trying to work out how many WRC cars there were in Ireland last night. And we reckon there's millions. There's probably up to 50 millions of pounds worth. There's probably up to 50 of them in the country, and it looks like many of them have turned out here. It's a great festival atmosphere, and I think the World Rally Championship actually has got a bit to learn from that.
Day 1 of this June festival, and there are 6 familiar stages for Andrew Nesbitt to learn his new machine on, as the rally route is practically identical to last year. Stage 1, and in spite of only a brief test session in the new ADL Tile S9, Andrew is yumping in fine style and joint second fastest. He stays in the top 3 times on stages 2 and 3. Happy at this point to lie in second place overall. Austin McHale, however, is far from happy with his brakes. They're as inconsistent as the weather, and he's back in 5th after 3 tests. Derek McGarity is the man provisionally in 3rd place. Provisionally, as he reckons he's been cheated out of 11 seconds by faulty timing on stage 2. On stage 1, he's 2nd fastest, and on stage 3, he's just 2 seconds down on the rally leader.
Turn square right, 60.
That leader is Eugene Donnelly, who's on the limit right from the start.
Into 4 right plus.
Eugene's Corolla has been fully rebuilt by his friend Derek McGeehan in preparation for the rally. The Matawa driver is on a mission, taking 8 seconds off everyone on the opener. As Paul Kiley points out, that's dramatically quicker than last year.
Difference in that than last year. 18 seconds quicker.
Eugene and co-driver Kiley are continuing at a scintillating pace, and on stage 2, they're 7 seconds quicker than Andrew, helping them pull out a 19-second lead, and they're using all the road to do it.
Flat 2 right. Oh, you come out of there. Flat 2 right over small crest, 150.
Eamon Boland's rally is not so pacey, however, as his Lancer's engine isn't picking up properly, and he's back in 8th. That's 2 places behind top locals Paul Harris and John McCafferty, who are adapting very quickly.
Double caution, crest and fast speed to brake.
On stage 2, they're pushing very hard and nearly come unstuck at one of the straw bale chicanes. As we see from Seamus Leonard's car, their big Donegal rivals, the Doherty brothers, however, have come totally unstuck on the first major corner of the rally. Once the Dohertys are out, Kevin Lynch and Francis Regan in their KPL S9 Impreza are outstanding in a superb 4th place after 3 stages. Tim McNulty's had an engine change before the rally, and the new unit isn't working right. Young Matthew Wilson's times are impressive, though. He's in 7th place. Just 7 seconds down on him are Brendan Kelly and Derek Brannigan. George Tracy's rally barely starts at all as the transfer box in the 206 packs in on the very first stage.
The leaders tackle the 3 Newton Cunningham stages on the 2nd loop, and Eugene is still in superb form.
Cuts over bad bump, wee bit of water on it.
The Kingspan car is 2nd fastest in stage 4, fastest in stage 5, ties in stage 6. Eugene's commitment in a car that should be 4 years behind in WRC development sees him hold a 20-second lead overnight.
It's good, like, to really get on the pipe here, you know, and we made the right tire choice all day, like, for a change. For a change, I'm getting it right.
Stop, left 22.
Here on stage 4, Andrew Nesbitt is on his way to his first fastest time, and he's using all the road to gain the advantage.
Repeat, mine is slippy, slippy, slippy. Cut half. Double left 22 times, double crested pole. Double, double. Back off square right 24.
The McKinstry Motorsport S9 has run perfectly all day, and by stage 6, Nesbitt is really on the attack.
26. New structure happen right 24. 24.
The plan is to try and up the pace a little bit tomorrow. We're just getting used to the car today, but I have to say, Eugene's driving very quickly.
McGarity is 24 seconds behind, but it could be less.
Of course it affects you, because at the end of the day, we just, in my estimation, and we have it on in-car camera, we just lost 11 seconds. There's not much point driving your ass off to lose 11 seconds.
Kevin Lynch has been pushing his ass to be just 12 seconds behind Derek, and he's an amazing 24 seconds ahead of Austin McHale. Tim McNulty and Anthony Nestor have climbed to 6th, and they're just 4 seconds ahead of the top locals Paul Harris and John McCafferty.
120 over
the MCR Building Services Impreza is being launched at the Donegal scenery in spectacular style. A stall at the start of stage 5 cost 5 seconds, and Paul is really having to fight the car over the bumpy stages. And he needs to keep fighting, as Matthew Wilson is just 7 seconds behind and loving it.
It's absolutely brilliant. I've never experienced anything like it before. I mean, I thought gravel was good, but this is incredible.
Eamon Boland's time, however, is up as the Lancer retires. whilst Brendan Kelly leaps into ninth. The second local driver in the top 10, 18 seconds ahead of George Cullen, brother of twice Donegal winner James, who rounds off the top 10. Join us in the Shell Donegal International Rally as it heads for the classic stages on the Thanet Peninsula after the break.
Day 2, the big day on the Shell Donegal Rally, and a knowledgeable crowd awaits the action. The opening 4-mile Carnhill test sees Eugene fighting to keep the Toyota between the ditches. He loses 3 seconds to Andrew here, but on the next Gary Gort stage, he takes them back with driving like this.
No, flat 4 right, did you say?
It's back to that Carnhill stage, and Eugene's commitment is awesome.
Flat crest bump, 80, flat 1 left, slippy, let it in. Long tight 3 left, continues the crest, tightens. Flat 2 right, jump okay, 6 right plus. Long 5 left, tightens, don't cut it.
It's an amazing effort, taking 2 seconds back and 1 second on the next stage. Andrew has picked the right tyres this morning, and his first stage time is a cracker. But it's slightly drier in the next test, and he feels his intermediates didn't work as well. Nevertheless, the tone of James O'Brien's voice indicates that the pace inside the ADL car is furious.
24 on crest, 24, left 18 times over crest. Break alley sharp right, 52 times.
For the second loop, Andrew also reckons to be on the wrong rubber, and rubber is about to play a critical role in this rally.
Right 18, break alley up and left 24 on the gate.
Derek McGarity has had a total disaster with tyre choice and drops 34 seconds to the top 2 on the opening 4 tests of the day. Kevin Lynch is more comfortable in 4th spot, now 21 seconds behind Derek, but more importantly, he's pulled a further 24 seconds ahead of Austin McHale. Paul Harris is just over a minute back in 7th.
120.
The autoplastic car is using all of the road, and this 2000 spec car is staving off the attentions of Matthew Wilson's Focus.
Left 70.
The other Donegal boys aren't doing so well. George Cullen's rally has ended stuck in a Carnhill ditch. But Brendan Kelly's rally has ended much more dramatically, as we see from inside Seamus Leonard's car. The Corolla has assaulted a tree. Tyres are the talking point for the afternoon assault. Whilst Andrew looks happy, Eugene has gambled with harder slicks as they head for Thanet and Donegal.
And on Thanet, we're about to see it's the wrong choice.
5 right plus over small crest. 5 right plus over small crest, flat 3 left over small crest, over big crest jump. 40, not gripping at all.
They've got away without major damage, but these tyres are about to damage their stage times as Eugene pushes the Corolla almost over the limit on the last corner.
Flat right and flat left, 60. Flat 2 left over crest jump at the gate, 60. Keep flat 2 left over crest jump. Watch it. Okay.
Back down the stage and Andrew's on the attack. Thanet is one of his favourite tests and the Subaru is barely out of 6th gear. He gained 6 seconds on this test.
Break alley left with your own pole, 20. Stop right 26 times badly. We stop 26.
Donegal on the wrong rubber.
Oh, jeez, Paul. Hairpin right. Warm them up now. Get plenty of heat in them.
Eugene's had a big slide on Will Hare's bend, a bend that has claimed Austin McHale in the past, and further down the test he's still suffering.
And long 3 left.
The car's understeering badly, and now 4 miles further on there could be another problem.
40. Must have flat spotted higher. Flat 2 left over bump. 40. Care. Must be a picture. Long flat 2 right.
It's a mighty blow to Eugene's confidence, but Andrew's confidence is now very high. He's launching a grand attack.
Midland white line right 20 times over crest. Left side right 18. And it's stop! Here up and left 26 on crest 26. Stop!
There's no stopping Nesbitt in this form as he moves into the lead, taking 18 seconds off Eugene on this 12-mile test, much to the annoyance of co-driver James O'Brien's nerves.
Watch it, come back! Come f***ing back!
Matthew Wilson is another driver who's attacking.
Right, 2
And
minus
this major slide on stage 9 is a sign of it.
left 2, you got it, you got it. 160.
He's got it this time, and this minor overshoot in Knockalla is no major problem. But a quarter of a mile down the road, he's about to find out why Knockalla is one of the most daunting stages in Irish rallying.
Right 3, long 2, left 5. Right 3, long 2, left 5.
The focus is plummeting down the mountainside.
Oh, f***ing hell, Scotland! Bastard, I wasn't ready for that.
It finally comes to rest 80 feet below the road, and thankfully Matthew and co-driver Scott Martin are completely okay. Dare I ask, what were you thinking when she was coming down the cliff?
Not a lot, just wondering how much further we were going to go. But no, I mean, it is a long way down, but I mean, it wasn't too bad when you're in there. It just seemed to go on for a while, that was the only thing.
Left 4 plus long.
They so nearly got away with the spin, but before they could select first, the focus slid over the edge. Its fall fortunately broken by the thick undergrowth.
Hell, Scotland!
Shocked but not injured, Matthew, like many a teenager before him, tries to explain how he damaged the family saloon to his dad. Now Malcolm's main priority is to remove the hardly damaged car before the tide comes in.
Keep right on.
Just ahead of Matthew, Paul Harris is about to have his own dramas. That spin is followed by a wall of death act. It's telling Paul that discretion is the better part of valor.
With skies like this, how do you choose between dry, intermediate and wet tires when you've the long and fast Fanad and Knockalla stages to do over again? Wet roads on slicks are dangerous, but wet tires on dry roads lose you rallies. Daringly, the top drivers have chosen slicks, and Andrew records a stunning time of 6 minutes 34 seconds on Pirellis.
Jumped in bouquet, 60.
Eugene on harder Kumos has no answer and loses 10 seconds to Andrew on the stage alone. Then the heavens really open, just as the top crews are lining up for the daunting Knockalla stage. Most of the crews are on slicks, so frantic attempts are made to gain more grip.
James? Yes? Air pressure gauge.
What do you want about a puncture in her?
With conditions worsening, the thought of racing over Knockalla on slicks is a frightening prospect. In these conditions, it's a tough call.
Apparently, that most drivers on slicks don't want to drive this. The shout is going to be the clerk of the course.
Delay it on safety grounds.
It's a gamble Eugene's prepared to take.
As far as I'm concerned, you want to do it. Okay.
This is for the brave, the longest, most challenging stage of the rally, one you must have a long think about even in dry conditions. And now it must be tackled on tyres without treads. Knockalla could knock out any of these drivers' challenges. Into the stage, and it's clear from the sliding Corolla that Eugene's tyres are as cold as the Atlantic Ocean to his left.
It didn't go so well for us. The car in front used to be a Toyota, but it's not anymore.
This is Nesbitt territory. His commitment on this stage has never been in question, despite the fact that he's perished on it in the past. Now in these conditions, on these tyres, his commitment is even more impressive, and he takes a staggering 24 seconds off Eugene.
I must say I'm very pleased to be back here this evening. Race still one more day to go. We'll see how that goes.
Derek McGarity is 4 seconds down on Eugene to end the day in 3rd place.
My tyre choices were a disaster, as they have been from the start of this rally. Every time we should have been on slicks, we were on wets, and we should have been on wets, we were on slick. It's just a disaster.
4th place overnight is far from a disaster for Kevin Lynch in the KPL in Bretsa.
It worked out all right. We set reasonable times and we're still holding our 4th position, which we're happy enough with, so it's going okay.
Austin McHale will be happy just to get through Knockalla. His all-time bogey stage in 5th place, and he's 19 seconds ahead of Tim McNulty, who has local hero Paul Harris snapping at his heels. At the head of the hunt, however, it's now down to 3 elements: Nesbitt, Donnelly and the weather. And the weather on the 3rd and final day remains the big variable.
Glen Village, like Moll's Gap and Knockalla, is a classic Irish rallying vantage point. Andrew Nesbitt is right on the path. On this 11-mile stage, he's a full 12 seconds faster than Eugene Donnelly, extending his lead to 47 seconds. In car with Eugene, just meters into the next stage, and we're in for a big surprise. With absolutely no warning, Eugene has no option but to hit Andrew's car.
He's going to come round.
Paul Carley starts to get out to warn the next car.
He's going to come round and hit you, Eugene. He's going to get going again.
Derek McGarity is now on the stage as Eugene clears the scene, and Derek has no prior knowledge of the hazard.
No tightens on crest 20, square right, uphill.
It's a heavy impact. When McHale arrives, the stage is blocked. But was it blocked deliberately? It did not look like it from Eugene or Derek's onboard, but with Andrew's footage missing, the evidence is incomplete. As we can see, Eugene's car is still in vision as Derek arrives, leaving Andrew little time to clear the scene.
Andrew spun and was across the road completely. And I come around, couldn't get stopped. I had to hit the side of him.
A damaged intercooler is replaced in Eugene's car as Derek's battered Subaru arrives into service, and so the speculation starts as to whether these accidents could have been avoided. Kenny McKinstry surveys his bent S9, and the 30-second interval debate is very much back in the limelight. Andrew Nesbitt is still first on the road, but he's no longer first in the rally. He's been given his actual time of 36 minutes for completing the controversial stage.
Eugene Donnelly is now back in the lead, with McGarity in 2nd place. Amid all the drama, Paul Harris put in a stormer on the opening Glen stage, joint 2nd fastest with Eugene Donnelly, but the Subaru's engine expires on the following road section. Ivan Stewart is another local who didn't make the finish, but John McCarthy does finish in 12th place. Welsh visitor Tony Davis finishes 1 place ahead. Sean Devine makes a rare WRC outing, finishing in 9th spot. Morris Gass made up for a slow start to finish 6th, while Tim McNulty's last-minute engine swap proved worthwhile in 5th. Austin McHale's steady run ended with 4th spot, enough to retain 2nd spot in the championship. While Kevin Lynch in his S9 had a great result with 3rd on only his 2nd Donegal rally.
I didn't even think we'd be so far up, but we definitely wanted to be in the top 10, and we're delighted with 3rd place.
Derek McGarity in 2nd is philosophical.
It could be worse, you know, and nobody was hurt, which is, I suppose, the main point, but it just shouldn't have happened.
But the winners of the 2004 Shell Donegal International, defying the odds, are Eugene Donnelly and Paul Kiley. And aren't they delighted?
We're just delighted, just absolutely delighted.
Well, Eugene, congratulations. Well done.
On dropped scores, that moves Eugene right into contention. It's the Maharam man's biggest win to date.
Oh yes, a controversial result in Donegal, and it has to be said too, a lucky escape for young Matthew Wilson. Next week on the programme, we're going to concentrate on the production cars and the modified cars in Donegal. Join me for that.